Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yo, what's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? Dirty Dan Gaming coming back with another Rise of Kingdoms video, and today we have the official release of the PC version. Yes, finally official, no longer beta. This is accessible to everybody. You can find the link to it down below in the description just to make it a little bit easier for y'all. I hope that's okay with Phil. It should be. I'm helping them out. And without further ado, jump right into it. All right, y'all. So as you were able to tell from my screen, or from my thumbnail picture, actually, I should say, there is a full screen version of this, which is very nice. It looks very cool. I think Fleisch even posted one of his massive, like, I don't even know how big it is, but this massive screen on Facebook that I saw. It looks really good. So PC version, just spoiled a few things for you, but overall, I've played with it for all of maybe 30 seconds, but this thing is smooth. Like, really, you can see how fast things are loading here as we zoom out of the map, which we are just using our scroll on the mouse, and then we pull in here. You can just see how fast things are just loading up for us. It's really nice, very, very smooth. Like, let's try and go over to another kingdom. Boom, instantly. That's just jumping from kingdom to kingdom. So if we go up, which we should get another kingdom, psych, I lied. We'll go over here. Look how fast it's loading. That's really nice. That is something that is very pleasant. It makes the normal tasks in Rise of Kingdoms a little bit more bearable to do. Really nice. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. We had to jump over a few kingdoms, but so far so good. I mean, this looks and feels very nice. If we go over here and we bring our troops in, normal as usual. There is some really amazing feature on this, which I will get to in a moment, but just want to kind of show off a little bit of as I'm probably doing this in the worst place because there's a huge marker by our bank. But it looks really nice. It looks crisp. It looks clean. I mean, you guys can probably even tell better than I from just being on the screen. Hey, don't go back yet, guys. I got to show you off a little bit. From just being on the screen, that it just looks much crisper, looks much clearer. There isn't this like little bit of like fog, haze, pixelation around my city, which I usually noticed with the BlueStacks version. The main thing is going to be I should probably actually find some fighting right now. So here's a marker for some war. Now, is this lagging a little bit? I honestly don't know. Obviously, we're going to have to be in some fights, but this looks pretty good. If we go unsimplified, let's see if it can handle without crashing. I'm going to back away just a little bit. But even over here, I mean, I'm still moving around pretty well. Even without, with this mass amount of cities and troops. And this is going to be a C11349. Shout out to Torpedo from Kingdom 781 for hooking me up with these. I know I saw this earlier, but I mean, this looks pretty good. I mean, honestly, I still think, in my honest opinion, they can still do away with the skill damage numbers. It doesn't matter. We are not, that is not affecting our gameplay whatsoever. At least in these big murder ball situations, like maybe they can pick up, a certain amount of, accounts or something in an area, and they can just write a code in and just say, okay, get rid of the skill damage and the healing numbers. I personally think it's not needed. try and accentuate some of these skill damage animations a little bit more. I think that would be cool for us to see, as opposed to just all these blobs of red. But that's just my personal preference. But this looks pretty good. I mean, it's moving quite smoothly, even as I'm trying to get away from the war a little bit. It's performing quite nicely. Everything's still loading up really nice. So far, so good. We're going to have to really test this out ourselves with a little bit of fighting, of course, which we will have coming up shortly. In about 2 weeks, we're going to be starting KVK on our jumper project. So that is going to be very nice. And also, speaking of jumper projects, let's go back to our city, which, as you can see, I did not click any buttons there. So some huge changes for Rise of Kingdoms PC version. Once again, here's my mouse. We're gonna get into that. We will get into that, but hotkeys are now a thing that is going to change Rise of Kingdoms a little bit, I think, in my opinion. So what I also wanted to do, just real quick, and I believe I saw this on a post, switch account. RoK PC version is now Google compatible. Yay. Oh, and you get 200 gems for log into this account on different devices. Cool. So I bounded my jumper account. Yeah, so that's really nice that you can now jump back and forth between your Google and or Facebook or other Google accounts that you have. So yes, you can go back and forth now between your Facebook and or Google accounts, but I think you're going to have to log in every time. I don't think it's going to save this for you, because I just did this once and then I came back to the Facebook account that I have linked to it. So I guess you're going to have to log in every time, which is a little tedious, but at least you can get onto another account. Now that we're here and you guys can clearly see shortcuts, I think this is huge. This is game changing, almost in a sense, because you can almost kind of do something. I guess you can still do the same thing on an iPad or a phone or whatever. I just think that it's much better. So let's just go through them real quick. So you have your map zoom, which you're going to use with your mouse roller. Full screen mode, as you guys saw on the thumbnail, I had my full screen version on the computer. You can enable and disable the chat windows. That's just opening and closing it. Maximize it. Governor profile. These are all kind of pretty pointless. I don't see anyone else really kind of using these things, but if you do, all the more power to you. City one is the one that you guys saw me use, as well as the map one. I'll probably end up using this one a little bit, just to get back to my city a little bit quicker. Mails, I'll probably never use. Campaign, items, alliance, commanders. No. I will use none of these. Shortcut. These are the ones I will use. So F1, F2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Armies just pulls up the army tab, which I guess is pretty okay. So let's just check out the shortcuts, because this video is already running a little bit long, I think, after I edit it. So as you can see here, troop number 1, which will be the last troop that you bring out, okay? First troop in your commander tab. Boom. Let's do that again. Go to 2. As you can see, here's my mouse. 2 to Belisarius, 1 to double C. Now you're still going to obviously have to have, your mouse over him to move him, but I still think it's a cool function nonetheless. What I'm really going to be using, honestly, is going to be most likely F2. So that is going to grab the commanders that are on the map. This is going to be very nice for when you have that rune march just chilling, by, say, a holy site that isn't occupied by your alliance. And if you do F1 or select all, or in the past double click, then that commander is going to be selected. But now if you're fighting with just, say, Boudica and Ethelfled on this side where they are only in view, if you hit the F2, boom. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Can you do something like this to add it to the mobile version? Regardless, I don't really fight on my phone to begin with. obviously for streaming purposes, I don't have a tablet or anything like that. So most of my war fighting and stuff comes from the PC. But oh my god, that is so nice. That is so nice. So as you can see, as the commanders start to come into view, I just clicked F1 to collect them all, and if I hit F2, then boom, now these guys come into view. And now one more comes into view. F2, boom. Now he comes into view. Boom, F2. What, not just yet? F2, boom. They all come into view. That's just nice. That's a nice convenience that I think that players, especially myself, have struggled with for a while. I mean, if I just had like I would usually just run and grab a rune and then just kill him and then usually forget about grabbing a rune. This will actually maybe entice me a little bit more to open up like a 6th troop in Season of Conquest or that 7th troop, just because I know that I can now just keep a troop there, simply click F2 once you know, the field of view is clear. Once my Ethelflaed is there, boom, nope, Ethelflaed's still clicked. See, look, even right there, boom, Ethelflaed's out of view. That's nice. That's just a really, really nice convenience. And then the ability to just, again, you can kind of you can select your troops, but you're gonna have to be over them to move them anyway, or to just drag them over. But I think that's a really, really nice function that Lilith just added. Maybe if we get to the point now where you can, I don't know, maybe click and then click the short key and then just click on where you want them to go. But that's, you know, we might be asking for a little bit much there. All in all, I'm very happy with how this is running so far. We will have to see how it holds up when we are actually on the fighting end. But even for, you know, just checking out this war real quick, it looks pretty smooth. It looks like things aren't lagging. It looks, as they're all regrouping for a nice little push now, so there's no fighting, of course, but I mean, even running it with all the troops around, it's still moving pretty well. So I like this. I'm gonna, you know, and of course this is accessible to everybody now, so again, the link is down below. It's just going to pretty much direct you to the Rise of Kingdoms page or whatever, and then you just download it from there depending on what computer you have. Really nice. I'm excited to get to some fighting with this because this is going to be very cool. Hopefully it trims down the lag a little bit, because I know that was a main concern for a majority of the player base, especially when we are in these big murder ball situations. As we can see, is this an Attila Nevsky? Yes, it is. Oh my god, that just chunked the Xeno. I haven't seen Attila Nevsky in action just yet, guys, so this is my first time seeing it, and oh my lord, I made a big mistake by not investing into Nevsky, even though I'm going back to KVK2. Alright, enough ranting. Hit my spacebar to go back home. Really, really nice update. And then again, if we want to just go into some of the general settings, I'm pretty sure that you can go ahead and play around with some of your graphics quality. You can go onto your display mode, which I think they had on the last one as well. And I think that's it for functions and features for the most part. If I did miss anything, just leave a comment down below in the comment section. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, do all the things to help the YouTube algorithm boost the channel. And as always, thank y'all so much for the support. You guys are the best. I love y'all. Stay tuned for all my newbies and beginners out there, and for the Kingdom 2581 fam. I am going to be putting together a video, finally, a beginner's guide with some nice tips and tricks for our upcoming KVK. And then I believe I will also be putting together another video. I had like another 2 or 3 in mind, but I totally forgot. But stay tuned to the channel. Love you guys. Have a good one. I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your week. It's almost Friday. Have a good one. I'm out. Peace.